speech anxiety, weight problems, relationship difficulties, financial issues. All these problems have one thing in common. Do you know what thing that is? All of them are emotional problems. The problem of weight, the problem of obesity has nothing to do with weight, and it has nothing to do with dieting. It's an emotional problem that is produced by the way a person thinks, the way a person perceives herself, other people, and the world in general. The same applies to financial issues. Financial issues, money problems, have nothing to do with money. It's an emotional problem. The same applies to relationship. If you are in an abusive relationship, if you are unhappy, or if you have been single for many, many, many years, it's not because you're ugly. It's not because you don't have a perfect appearance or anything like that. You are lonely because there is something wrong with the way you perceive yourself at the moment. That is your mindset. And the same applies to a mystical problem of stuttering. Problem of stuttering is not a speech problem. It's the problem of your thinking. If it's a disability, if we can call it that, then I would say that it's a disability of your thinking. Your thinking currently is kind of incorrect and disabled. But the good news, because it's the thinking problem, the mindset problem, you can change it. I just want you to know that you can change it. In the same way, like people who are obese, they can lose weight. The same women that are stuck in an abusive relationship, they can and deserve to have supportive and loving relationship, and they can find them, they can have them. And the same people that struggle with financial issues, by changing the way they relate to themselves, to this life, to other people, they can change their financial situation. And the same applies to speaking. Once you flip a few switches in your mind, in your map of reality, once you replace those ideas that no longer serve you, ideas that block you, and stuttering starts before you even open your mouth. If you watch some of my previous videos, I explain it there very well. Stuttering starts before you open your mouth. Sometimes even a week before, a few days before, a few hours before. You know, that anxiety that rises up when you hear, oh, I have to do that presentation tomorrow or next week. It all starts way before you open your mouth or enter that speaking situation. And the good news, I am the bringer of good news. You have the capacity to change it. You do. You actually do. All you have to do now is to actually believe it, to accept this, that you have the power to change that, provided you wish to, of course. Without your conscious desire to change, nobody can do anything for you. You have to be willing to make those changes yourself, to open up your heart, your mind, your brain, your soul to alternative information, and let go of all the complications that are being offered by hyper-rational scientists out there that produce all sorts of crazy, bizarre theories about this simple and humble condition that is called speech anxiety or stuttering. It all begins, for most of you who watch my videos, 99% I guess, it is that easy to solve and dissolve. The exceptions are only if you had severe brain injury. These are the cases I don't work with, so I cannot advise. Everything else can be resolved by you flipping a few switches within your current mindset. And the same applies to people who struggle with obesity. Obesity has nothing to do with weight or dieting. Obesity starts in your mind. If you overeat, it doesn't just happen. It's not neurological that you open your fridge and you eat. This is not neurological. Your desire to eat is not neurological. Okay? A woman choosing to stay in an abusive relationship is not neurological. It's the choice. A person struggling with financial issues, it's not neurological. There is something that person doesn't do or do too much of that leads to financial issues. All of this is not neurological. It's how you respond. It's how you feel and then respond to situations. This is not neurological. It's your choice. And the reason why you make those restrictive choices, unproductive choices, is because your beliefs tell you so. Your beliefs predetermine how you act, how you respond. The same applies to stuttering. You choosing to push the word out. You choosing to rehearse before speaking situations. You choosing to suppress your feelings. Is that neurological? Is it neurological? Or is it a choice? You tell me. I really want you guys to see how absurd all these complications are. And my job here is to tell you that you can overcome your stuttering because it's not neurological. It is the choice, unconscious choice that you make. It's how you respond to situations. Your responses have nothing to do with your neurology. You don't know that you respond this way, yes, but this is not neurology. It is called unawareness of what you do. You don't know that you do it. But once you do know how you create your stuttering experience, how you create blocking, you can reverse that. And all the neurological nonsense just leaves your mind as you begin to flow. If this is what you want, if you're determined, if you're open, if you're motivated enough, if you're courageous enough to look beyond stuttering, then please subscribe to my channel and feel free to ask me questions. I'm inviting people for a discussion here. And if everything that I say doesn't resonate with you, or if you get angry, maybe it's not the time yet for you. Maybe you're not ready. So feel free to unsubscribe. Because here we talk about the real stuff. No theories, just practice. I wish you all the best and see you in the next videos.